Hi, my name's Ryan, and my informative speech is how to practice empathy. Empathy is the ability to emotionally understand what other people think, see their point of view of things, and to imagine yourself in their place. I think during a time like this, we could all humble ourselves by taking the time to listening to our peers and giving a sense that we're all in it together. I think it's important to reach out to someone, to give them a call, and to feel what it's like to be in that person's current situation. In this speech, I will discuss why practicing empathy can help with mental health and help understand the needs of other people around you. First, I want to go in depth of the background of empathy. 98% of us have the ability to sympathize with others. Now, I want to point out that empathy and sympathy are not the same thing. When you sympathize with someone, you identify with the situation that the person finds him or herself in. You can be sympathetic to someone while also being clueless about their thoughts and feelings. Empathy is the emotional process where it involves actually feeling those feelings for that other person. So there are two main factors that contribute to the ability to experience empathy: genetics and socialization. How people treat others and as well as how people feel for others is a reflection and beliefs and values that are instilled at a very young age. There are also three types of empathy: cognitive, emotional, and compassionate. Cognitive empathy involves being able to understand another person's mental state and what they might be thinking in response to that situation. Emotional empathy refers to the ability to feel the same emotions of that person. For example, if a person's really sad, then you also feel really sad. And compassionate empathy is taking those feelings into actions. Next, I want to discuss how to improve your level of empathy and why it's important. You can listen to people without interrupting them and to try to understand their situation, even though you may not agree with them. It's important to take the time to understand people who are different and to challenge your way of thinking. You can also read literary function. We can understand a character's action and their point of view by visualizing their situation. I think that there are a lot of ways to improve our way of empathy. I think it's just a matter of how much knowledge we want to pursue when we learn about someone and even ourselves. I think empathy is important in our personal life, our work life, and for the world in general. It's nice to build healthy relationships so that, both parties can be on the same page. Some workspaces use empathy maps, which are helpful in establishing common ground among team members and to understand and prioritize user needs. How empathy affects the world is huge because I think without it, I think our world would be a less functional place to live in. So finally, I want to point out a couple of important figures on their view of empathy. Back in 2008, President Barack Obama said, "The biggest deficit that we have in our society and in the world right now is an empathy deficit. We are in great need of people being able to stand in somebody else's shoe and see the world through their eyes." Also, Maya Angelou, a famous poet and civil rights activist, she said, "I think we all have empathy. It's just we may not have enough courage to display it." So in conclusion, I think it's important to figure out how to use empathy as a daily aspect of life. We should consider other people's interests and needs and stop focusing on ourselves all the time. It is a group effort, and practicing empathy can set the people around you for success. In my personal experience, I can honestly say that I'm not the best listener, but I think I'm willing to challenge myself on my own notions and beliefs. While empathy might fail sometimes, most people are able to feel for others in a variety of situations and compel us to take action to relieve another person's suffering.